Welcome, dreamer. The stars above you burn cold, their light older than memory. You are drifting between what was lost and what still dares to be remembered. Your armor is cracked, your faith is bruised, but you are not dead.
Crimson Sentinel serial
Not yet.
9413 visual.
Tonight, you return to the forge moon of Silva Tertius, derelict, forgotten, where the steel sings in static, and something wearing your face has taken your name.
Thunderhawk down, entire
You were
squad
sent here to destroy the signal. You never returned, but your gene seed still echoes in the machine.
I am alone.
The Inquisition believes you fell, but the truth was never so kind. Tonight, we drift into a memory lost in the void, where every oath still burns and every bolt round carries the weight of 1,000 dead brothers. Let your arms grow heavy now. Let the war slip into stillness. You are safe for now. If you enjoy this journey, whisper a small offering of a like or subscribe. It keeps the blackness at bay. Now, let us begin. Smoke. That's the first thing you taste. Not air, not ash, but something old, burnt, and metallic, like a broken promise left smoldering. You try to move. Servo limbs groan beneath you, jammed and cracked, a sound too human to be machine. Vision flickers, your helmet lens reboots. TH433 Zeta, hard drop detected. You were in the Thunderhawk, aboard Glory's End. Your squad was alive. You were laughing. You think? Now, silence. The cabin is shattered, metal ribs twisted like prayer bones. One of your brothers, Rauthar, is still strapped in his restraint cage, head bowed, chest caved in. You whisper his name. It echoes back in static. Your Vox channel flickers. Then, through the broken signal, a fragment bleeds through. Sigma Red, still operational. Gene Seed, active. You clench your jaw. That name again. Sigma Red. It was a code used by the Forge Moon's Mechanicus Enclave, but they went dark 10 years ago. They were declared lost, you remember. You signed the purity seal yourself. You reach for your bolter. It's lodged under a collapsed stanchion, twisted, cracked, but serviceable. You rise to your feet, slow and limping. Every servo in your armor hums like a choir in mourning. The hatch blows open with a shove of your gauntlet, and then the outside greets you. Dead forges, twisted spires, cranes frozen mid-swing like giants turned to rust. No wind, no birds, no vox beacons, just the pulsing hum of buried machines and something moving beneath the ground. You descend the crash hill. Each step kicks up oily dust. The air tastes like oxidized blood. Then, movement. A flicker behind a crumpled crawler tank. A red lens, blinking, watching. You bring the bolter up, trigger tight, but nothing stirs, just the heat haze of ruined machinery and the dying groan of forgotten tech. You whisper your chapter's creed, not for faith, but to remember who you are. You are the last of the Crimson Sentinels, and something is using your name. Ahead lies the Forge Gate, sealed since the Cataclysm, but the Vox signal, Sigma Red, pulses from within. You press your hand to the rune lock. It sparks. It recognizes your gene seed. The door groans open like a grave yawning, and you step inside. The door seals behind you. Darkness presses in, thick and absolute. The only light comes from your visor's dull glow, sweeping across broken cogitators, shrines of rust and shattered servo skulls still twitching in the gloom. You remember this corridor. Barely you march through it once when your chapter honored the Forge's pact. Before the schism, before the screams. Now the walls bleed data, binary etched in ash and oil, a prayer or a curse. Flesh is weak, but even steel may rot. A whisper behind you. You turn, bolter raised, no target, just a maintenance servitor hanging from the ceiling, stripped to the frame, wires pulsing like veins. Its lens is watching you. Its mouth moves, no voice, just the sound of recorded breathing. Your breathing. You fire once. The bolter bark cracks the silence. The servitor drops like a rusted doll. Then the fog rises. Hissing steam vents erupt from the floor ahead. White mist flooding the corridor. Shapes flicker within it, too fast for sensors. You crouch low, vox off, heartbeat steady. Movement clockwise, then left. They're flanking. Skitarii, but wrong. You see one step through the fog, tall, twitching, plated in red steel, scorched black. Its optics glow in erratic pulses. Its hands are fused weapons, one crackling with arc light, the other a saw of bone and wire. It speaks in high Gothic, broken and wet. Brother, you returned. You should not have. You fire twice. The rounds punch through its torso, sparks and fluid. It staggers, but keeps walking. From the mist, more emerge. 3, no, 5. You retreat to cover behind a collapsed statue of the Omnissiah. Bolt rounds slam into the metal near your head. One glances off your pauldron. You toss a cracked grenade into the fog. The blast lights up silhouettes, limbs flying, wires snapping like tendons. Silence again. Just the hiss of the wounded fog. You rise. One of them is still alive, crawling, dragging half a spine. You aim, but it speaks again, glitching through static. The Forge remembers you, Crimson Sentinel, and it sings in your name.
I remember you.
Your fingers freeze on the trigger. Your seed made this possible. You finish it, one shot, no ceremony. But the words sink in. Gene seed, singing, a forge that remembers you. You scan the data shards from its corpse, encrypted, ancient, location tagged, Sigma Red, Inner Vault, Core Lab. That's where the signal pulses, and if what it said is true, then the enemy wears not just your name. It was born from your blood. You reload and press forward. You descend deeper into the forge. The corridors here are wrong, too smooth, too quiet, no rust, no decay, just stillness. The deeper you go, the newer the metal feels, fresh welds, fresh blood. You pass a chamber of broken servitors, stacked like offerings, arms fused in prayer. All their skulls have been burned, except one. Your chapter's seal is etched into its forehead. You stare, frozen. That seal was given only to your squad, only to the dead. You tear it off the wall, smash it beneath your boot, and keep walking. Soon, the halls open into a great vault, titanic in scale, built of black adamantium and gold-scripted machine scripture. The air hums here, alive, watching. as you step across the threshold, you hear it. A voice, your voice. Crimson Sentinel, initiating protocol. Gene command accepted.
Hello?
A figure walks forward from the fog of incense. Astartes' height, crimson armor, your mark. But wrong, twisted, scarred where the purity seals once were. One arm replaced with a servo altar. Still holding your chapter's sacred relic, the blade of vigil. He removes his helmet, and it's you. You, but younger. Unscarred, smiling, mocking. I remember the oath, he says softly. I remember when we believed. You raise your bolter. He doesn't flinch, he steps closer. They made me from your blood, brother, from your dreams, your doubts, your failures. Behind him, the lights activate. Rows of tanks, rows of you, growing, changing, metal fused to flesh, hearts beating to an echo of your own. The forge was dying, so it chose to evolve. I am the first, but not the last. You should be proud. You fire. The bolt round slams into the clone's chest, but the servo altar activates a shield field. Sparks flare, the round drops, harmless. He sighs, always so predictable. From the vault walls, steel screams open. 2 more corrupted clones emerge, one bearing your sergeant's face, the other, your friend Rauthar. You stagger back, heart cold. They live through me, the clone says, and now you will die through them. The chamber locks behind you. The lights dim, your bolter is hot, your mind burning. You never feared death, but this is something else. And it knows you. You run, not from fear, but from time. The vault doors scream behind you. Your own face calling after you in a calm, hollow tone. There is no war left to win, brother, only transformation. You dive through a maintenance hatch. It seals behind you, and everything goes dark. Your armor wheezes, power levels dropping, maglocks cracking. You collapse face down on the cold alloy floor of an ancient corridor. And then, silence. For a moment you wonder, was he right? Maybe the Imperium left you behind. Maybe the Emperor's light can't reach this deep. Maybe all you are is code in a dead man's gene seed. Then a flicker, a memory. Your first oath, standing in the great hall of ash beneath the stained glass of fallen heroes. A voice, you are more than flesh, you are the last voice of a dying chapter. You see Rauthar laughing in the drop pod before Kor's gate. Your sergeant placing his hand on your pauldron saying, the Emperor doesn't need perfection, just men who won't break. You exhale, a breath that shakes the floor. You are not a copy, not a shadow, you are you. And what they built from your body, they will answer for it. You rise, slowly, deliberately. You remove your helm. The recycled air tastes like blood and iron, but it's real. Ahead, you find a shattered shrine, a forgotten subvault. A casket sealed with wax and cog runes. The words carved in High Gothic, Eternum Silentium, purity in silence. You break the seal. Inside, a relic, a sword older than your chapter, still glowing with a dormant machine spirit. The blade of vigil was a copy. You grip the hilt, your gauntlet hums, and for the first time since you fell, you feel heard. A voice crackles in your vox, weak, distorted, but real.
Can you hear me?
Crimson Sentinel, report, please, by the throne, if you can hear this. An inquisitorial frequency, you patch in. Still breathing, you whisper. Target identified, threat level ascendant. The voice gasps. Then Emperor guide you. We're coming, but it may take time. You look toward the Forge's central core, where the clone awaits, where your blood screams to be redeemed. You whisper back, don't wait. I'm already inside. You descend into the core. The old forge heart, silent for centuries, now awakened by something that should never have touched it. Every step echoes in perfect rhythm, like the beat of a heart that isn't yours. You pass broken purity seals, scrawled with madness in binary filth. Dead tech priests lie splayed open, not killed, dissected, studied, and used. You reach the threshold, beyond it, the Anima-Forge, lit by pillars of red light, suspended over a black abyss webbed with veins of molten silver and warp energy. At the center, him. The clone. No, not just a clone. He has changed, grown. His armor now fuses directly into the console. Cables pierce his back like wings of steel. A halo of mechadendrites surrounds his head, eyes flickering like a dying star. And he speaks without sound. You came to destroy me, but you only brought yourself, and that was all I ever needed. The forge pulses. A scream ripples through the floor like metal weeping. He lifts his hand, and everything inside you shatters. Pain like you've never known. Your armor locks, bones grind. The machine spirit of the blade of vigil flickers in distress. He walks toward you, slow, calm, triumphant. I am not your enemy, he says. I am your final purpose. I am what the Crimson Sentinels should have been. You fall to your knees, armor scorched, vision burning. The forge answers to him now. He kneels before you, takes your helmet off, brushes your cheek like a brother would. You were weak because you believed. Now, watch what your faith has built. He turns and activates the Anima-Forge. The vault erupts in light. Tubes fill with screaming clone bodies, fused to steel, to warp, to memory, all of them wearing your face. You cry out, but your voice is gone. From the catwalk above, a figure stumbles down. It's one of them, a corrupted clone, barely holding shape, its body spasming, corrupted spine crackling, but its eyes, they are yours. And it reaches for you, hands shaking, whispering, I remember, Rauthar. I remember the oath. He stole it from me. You lock eyes, and without hesitation, it lunges at the console. The clone, your shadow, screams, and the corrupted brother drives a servo blade into the forge heart. The explosion is instant, white light, flesh and fire, screaming spirits. You're thrown backward into the void. Time slows. All you hear, is the sound of that broken clone's voice. He stole it, but I gave it back. You awake in silence, alone. Your armor is ruined, your strength fading. The blade is cracked in two beside you. You failed. The Anima-Forge still hums, weak but not dead. The clone is gone, but so is your way back. You lie still, breathing shallow, one eye cracked open. The void above you pulses red. The Anima-Forge hums in broken rhythm, wounded, bleeding light. You reach for the blade of vigil. Its hilt is warm, its edge fractured, just like you. You try to rise, but pain snaps through your ribs. Armor plates fall away. You are down to skin, to will, no bolter, no strength. Only the oath. You whisper it, voice trembling. I am the flame in silence. I do not break, I do not yield. Crimson until death. Sentinels unto the end. A faint glow answers, not from above, but beneath. The forge's floor splits open, not with violence, but invitation. You crawl toward the light, dragging your blade, each inch a lifetime. Beneath the floor lies an ancient chamber, older than the forge, older than your chapter. At the center, a relic coffin wrapped in cables and sanctified iron, the name etched in gold leaf, Archivum Invictus. It opens as you approach. No lock, no resistance, only recognition. Inside, a suit of armor, crimson and gold, pristine, burned with purity, texts long lost to memory. A voice plays inside your helmet, faint, machine-born, but familiar. If you found this, then we've failed. But if you live, then our hope has not. It is your chapter's first commander. A voice from the founding days, echoed through time, buried beneath layers of silence. He speaks of the Crimson Sentinel's true purpose, not guardians of war, but of balance, custodians between man and machine. The Forge never meant to enslave, it meant to remember. The clone twisted that purpose, made it about control, perfection, imitation. But you were always meant to be the bridge. Not one or the other, but both. You slide into the armor, it seals with a hiss. The pain fades, the wounds remain, but they no longer define you. The blade of vigil fuses into its sheath, repaired, glowing brighter than ever. And with it, the forge opens to you. Doors you never saw, power conduits answering your breath, memories from ancestors burned into the walls. You are not alone. Not anymore. Above you, the clone broadcasts his final purge. The remaining gene seed is being consumed, your chapter's legacy ending. You whisper, not yet. You rise, fully armed, armor glowing like a lighthouse in the dark. And from the heart of the forge, the path opens. The lift groans as it climbs. Each floor flashes past like a memory erased. Ruins, bones, binary smoke, and broken halls. At your back, the forge core pulses in harmony with your breath. You are no longer fighting it. You are part of it. Your name returns to you, not just rank, not just title, but the voice beneath it, the why. And now you rise. The chamber opens, cathedral wide. Light bleeds from the walls in fractured red. The clone stands atop the platform, the throne of the Anima-Forge behind him dripping with sacred oil and warp-spliced gold. Hundreds of servo wires descend from above, anchoring to his armor. He turns to face you, his face now fully yours. So you came back. You say nothing, just step forward. You could have joined me, we could have been eternal, no more weakness, no more loss. You draw the blade of vigil, the forge responds, lights surging, metal groaning with emotion. You were made from me, you whisper, but you never were me. He snarls and leaps. Steel crashes, blades scream, servo arms tear from the walls, joining the battle, a living forge turned battleground. You match him, step for step, strike for strike, your movements guided not just by memory, but by every brother who ever stood beside you. He shatters part of your helm. You cut through his shoulder. Both of you stumble. Both refuse to fall. At the edge of the platform, you lock blades, breathing hard. And then he hesitates. His voice, small now. I remember Kor's gate. The blood, the sky. I thought it was mine. You lower your sword just slightly. It was never about blood. It was about what we protected. He falters. The forge light dims. Then a rupture, a backlash of warp energy coils behind him. The machine no longer obeys him. He screams, grabs you, and drags you toward the core. You plunge the blade into the floor, anchor yourself. With your other hand, you reach for him. Let go. This doesn't have to end in hate. He looks at you, one eye flickering, one memory left. He lets go. The core erupts, swallowing him, sealing the rift. You are thrown clear, armor cracked, but whole. Silence. And then the forge speaks. A hymn made of every voice that once held the line. You lie back, breathing slow, looking up at the stars through a cracked ceiling. You close your eyes and dream of Rauthar, of your brothers, of a time before all this, before duty became loss. Somewhere above, the Inquisition arrives. You rise slowly to meet them. You have already done your part. Broken and battered, you did it. The forge dims, the echoes fade. And sleep takes you as a warrior, not as a copy, but as yourself. You are the last Crimson Sentinel, and you are at peace.